Hey Deckers, how you guys doing? This is Solar Gray, the cinematic sorcerer, and of course, I'm checking my sound. All right, I hope you guys can hear me pretty well. Let's see what the mic is up to. All right, cool. You guys can hear me, and I'm up. So, I'm the cinematic sorcerer, and welcome to the dark side of the room. Now, this is a show I've kind of been working on for a while, and this is not the format that it's going under, except I got a vent, y'all. I really do. I normally don't do this. I'm normally not that guy. All right, but I just experienced something today that broke my heart and made me angry and reminded me why we are here. Okay, so here's the thing. I was at Target maybe an hour ago, and I was there to pick up my regular dose of elixir, various Pepsi products and Canada Dry Ginger Ale endorsement. And first off, I met someone who was the epitome of everything I have come to loathe about middle class America. So this woman gets into the line, and I'm deciding which line to go into. And as she sees me going toward the line, she speeds up and cuts me off, saying, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And I'm like, "Don't lie. You're not sorry. You did this on purpose, but you only have maybe 5 or 6 items, so I don't care." And but as we're standing in line, there's someone literally grunting. They're grunting like a wild animal, like ugh, 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 the whole time. And I look over and I see a kid that's on the spectrum. I mean, this guy he's fully fledged Down syndrome, and he's making noises as though he wants something. And of course, this being the suburbs, a lot of people are being uncomfortable because, oh, they don't know what to do, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just kind of looking at this whole thing, seeing how it's playing out. And it turns out the kid was there with his grandmother, and it was a Latino family, essentially. And the grandmother speaking Spanish toward the kid. And I personally, I want to do something. I look over at my girlfriend, the one I call the Hobbit, and I'm like, I wish I had my juggling stuff, so that I could just entertain the guy, and while we're waiting in line. So we get up, and the lady in front of me, who's sorry, this is important, just wait. And as she gets halfway through her thing, halfway through her checkout of various swabs, probably to clean out the irritating ick that is, what she considers herself. Yeah, I'm being mean, and truth be told, if you're not mad by the end of this, then really you got to examine like why you're here. But yeah, so this kid most definitely disabled, and his poor grandmother is having a hard time. And he reaches into his Target bag and he pulls out a DVD copy of Up, okay, the Pixar movie Up. And he is just like, he's grunting. He very clearly wants this DVD. And sure enough, this kid is wanting this DVD, and the lady in line in front of me is just trying to ignore him. She actually says, "Oh, just ignore him. He just wants the attention, and that'll just encourage him." And I'm just kind of looking at her, and you can tell my anger meter like started at, say, about my kneecaps, because I haven't been eating and I'm a little hangry. And but I had a good weekend, so I'm like, you know what? I'm still kind of riding high off that, although I am sick. But you know what? I'm an adult. I'm an adult. And sure enough, the guy behind the counter like takes the DVD from the kid, and the kid hasn't paid for it. Okay, so the kid hasn't paid for it, and it for some reason it turns out his grandmother can't pay for it, and he is starting to flip out. So the manager comes, and one of the security guards comes, and the guy behind the counter handled it like a champ. He's like, "I'm sorry, man. Somebody's got to pay for this and all that stuff." And the lady in front of me is just getting more and more and more privileged. So as I start to reach for my wallet to buy this DVD for this kid, um, the security guy like takes the DVD, and the manager comes up and they walk away more toward the front of the store. And then the lady in front of me, and I use that word very, very lightly because I don't want to say anything that would dehumanize actual women, because this thing that was in front of me does not count as a woman. She barely counts as a person. Um, she starts going off like in that very condescending kind of, oh, well, that's nice kind of way about how, well, at least the kid got something and the grandmother should have paid for something. And I'm like, yeah, if the grandmother could have afforded to. And again, I would have paid for it if you hadn't told everybody in line to stop talking. And and then I just turned my ears off. And at the end of it, according to my girlfriend, she says, well, I think everybody's happy with the way that turned out. And of course, my girlfriend, in her very dry wit, says, and that's what's important, isn't it? Unfortunately, I couldn't hear any of this because I honestly would have cussed the lady out, because it was a DVD of Up, not a Blu-ray, not a 4K. We're talking a $10 purchase. And this lady in line in front of me, who's, oh, so sorry for cutting me off, evidently had the $10. I know my broke ass had the $10 and I was about to pay it. But she made sure that nobody else got a word in edgewise until security left because, and quote, he's got to learn that having these tantrums isn't the way to get things. Now, this kid on the down spectrum, that it was very obvious that this kid was pretty far on the spectrum. He also looked to be about 14 or 15 and operating at the functional level of a 3-year-old. And I'm like, who the fuck is this bitch? I'm sorry, pardon my language. I try and keep this safe for work, but I am livid. But who is this waste of carbon to tell anybody how to interact with this kid, or with this teenager, possibly an adult male, with the developmental state of a kid, about how we should be treating him? You know, I'm like, she single-handedly managed to stop someone from showing compassion to someone with a disability, and then tried to force the blame for, I can only assume, is for the fact, or for making her feel better about herself, trying to force like blame onto the poor grandmother. And this grandmother, quite literally, was maybe 5'3", and she was at least 70 something if she was a day old. I mean, she was not in a great position in this place. And we don't know if they could afford to pay for the DVD. He had another DVD, but he wanted Up. And the idea of exchanging the DVDs wasn't being entertained by the lady in front of me. The management was cool. The people behind the counter were cool. And I never thought I'd be giving props to Target. But this lady in front of me was so privileged and so middle class and so everything that is wrong with the function of America versus the reputation it says it wants about compassion and being and fairness and equal opportunity and all of these things. So yeah, I'm a little angry, and by a little angry, I almost called a lightning bolt onto this freaking store. But the staff wanted to pay for it, but business, but the protocol of Target doesn't allow them to buy stuff for customers when they're on shift. So the rules stop the people who work there from having compassion. And the one customer in front of me stopped me from showing compassion by not letting me get a word in edgewise. And the part that kills me is that with all these people calling the police on angry black men or black people just living, if I'd made a scene, there is no doubt in my mind that this lady would have called the police and had me arrested for making her uncomfortable, although she was willfully showing no compassion to someone with a disability. And these are the things that make me want to cast curses. But I'm bigger than that. And I'm letting you Deckers know out there, all of you that watch this video, you guys are bigger than that. It's $10. You know, if you see a suffering kid that just wants a thing, if it makes you uncomfortable, freaking pay the $10. Okay? We can go without another set of magic cards. We can go without another set of hero clicks. You know, we can, hell, I could go without another $10 worth of tobacco if it means that a crying kid would be happy for just a moment. You know, we're better than that. And I believe deep in the places that I don't talk about at parties, mostly because people are high and drunk when I'm at parties and they don't want to talk about deep things. But way down in those places, I seriously believe that we are better than that. It's just that we choose not to be. So every single decker that's out there, be you a person of color, a woman, LGBT, disabled, financially not solvent, I understand. Okay, I really do. I really do understand. But the point that I'm getting out here is that whatever your position, if you've got the power to make somebody's day a little bit better, and I'm talking enough to make them stop screaming, just do it. Just take the hit and do it. We don't know if the $10 is coming back to those people. We don't know if the old lady couldn't afford to buy it for what I'm assuming is her grandkid. And if that kid wasn't her grandkid, then that old lady deserves a freaking medal for taking care of someone else's special needs child. Okay? $10 is nothing in 2018. All right? Minimum wage in California is almost 11. All right? And if we don't spend just a little bit, just $5 here or $4 there, buy a cup of coffee, buy a sandwich, buy a kid a DVD of a movie that you know you like. If we can't do that, then why the hell are we here? You know, why are we trying to build this community? All right? Now, I'm talking to you out of anger and shame because I should have taken the risk. All right, I should have taken the risk. I should have cussed that little lady out and freaking bought the DVD for that kid. But I was too concerned with me going to jail for the lady calling the cops on me for making her uncomfortable that I didn't do anything. So I'm being real with you guys. I'm angry and I'm ashamed. So I'm letting you guys out there know it ain't always easy to do what you believe is right in your heart. Today I dropped the ball. Okay. But it ain't happening again. All right, and I know you guys can do it, and I know that we are all better than that. All right, so I'm not going to keep ranting and raving. I've been monologuing for what? 13 minutes. 13 minutes I've been talking about this. I'm hungry, I'm tired, and if I see that lady on the street, she's getting an earful, and if my girlfriend's around, she might get punched in the face because I don't hit women. I have friends that do that for me. Just kidding, just kidding. I don't have friends that do it for me. I just, can't pay them enough. Anyway, so this is Solar Gray, the cinematic sorcerer, saying, if anybody tells you that you can't like what you like, or do what you do, or you can't show compassion because of the circumstances of your birth, be it person of color, woman, or person of color, woman, LGBT, disabled, rural poor, or whatever your circumstances, you don't just tell them. You tell them with your actions, with the things that you do, to take those cards and put it back in the deck. And you show these people that being a good person isn't about saying that you're a good person, but it's about what you do and why. And this is Solar Gray saying I'll catch you guys later from the dark side of the room. P.S. Down in our description, we still have the link that you can use to donate books to prisons, and we're going to be dealing or working with some of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Los Angeles and Orange County and wherever else we can get the Deckers to talk to about opening up RPG clubs, board game clubs, and comic book clubs, all not funded by us, but we're working around and putting up donations and stuff like that. We're starting with our own collections because God knows we need the space. So if you guys want to know more about that over time, you guys can always contact us. Let me pull up this thing here. Yeah, this is not very professional. I apologize. I'm angry, as I said. But you can always reach us right here at backinthedeck@gmail.com. Send in an email letting us know that you guys want to help and what you can do to help out. Leave something in the comments below. Do the thing on YouTube, and you can always, follow us on Twitter, leave us a message there, or go to Deckers on the Book. Deckers on the Book is our Facebook group, and we check that at least 7 times a day. So let us know on that. And, you can also drop me a video message at Back in the Deck on Instagram, okay? But seriously, I'm putting this out there because we are better than that. I'm better than that. And I don't hide behind, I'm a good person. I want us as Deckers and as people to show that we are good people in our actions and our intentions. All right? So again, this is Solar Gray coming to you from the Wizard's Tower and from within the Wizard's Tower on the dark side of the room. I'll see you guys later.